Hey, how's it going, everyone? So a lot of people have requested for a little tutorial on the tank. I posted that base on TikTok. So this is the little tour. Right here we have the upkeep of one of the outer TCs. There's 6 total outer TCs on the base. To disconnect them, just in case you get raided, it's going to be a triangle and a foundation. Remove everything and the square should pop off. Go ahead and replace it when you're done. Same outer on this TC, upkeep for the other one, and going into the base you're going to have a single door airlock along with the window for visibility. Patrecios on each side with the triangle roof covering your head just in case they breach your compound. Got a large furnace wall so raiders have to use more resources when raiding your base, and breach peaks from the second funnel wall out towards the compound and gatehouses. On the other gatehouse, we have a bedroom with a hidden battery. You're going to be able to place a locker in front of the door along with the bed. Fast respawns to defend your compound. Along with Preciate, you can use the bed to stand up and crouch spray at the raiders when they enter the compound. Coming into the next funnel wall, you're going to have 360 vision of the entire compound with turrets on each side. Shotgun traps, so if raiders try to run in, they get blaked down. We got beds in the mobility chutes, just fast up and down the compound if you need, and rekits. Coming up to the next level, we have the shooting floor. Different types of peek downs, you won't be able to fall off. Peek down to the compound and out towards raid base shooters, like the M2 on roof or whatever. Right before the roof, you're going to have little small box peeks out into the compound, and now that we're on the roof, you're going to have 4 little vending machine drone stations. You're going to be able to sell whatever you want along with these vending machine bunkers. You can store some of your loot in there, or you can sell more stuff in those vendies as well. On top of the roof, on 4 different sides, we have these raid base peaks along with this nice little triangle floor grill peak. You have a roof triangle above your head to protect. And you can jump on this little wall frame right here to get a little tight angle down towards the compound as well. Up on this ramp, we're going to have the watchtowers. Windmills are going to be on top. We also have a single door peak so you can crouch spray. Windows on the outside and a floating ramp with 2 chain link fences on both sides. This makes sure that you can't get sprayed down while you're peeking through this ramp. Coming back to the other side, you're going to have these waterfall / mobility chutes. Able to get down very fast, defend your compound, and if you need, come right back up. Coming back down the base, we're going to enter the actual inside. We're going to have ramp ups into the small open core. You got some peaks on straight ahead and on the side, along with auto turrets peeking down for raiders. This is a small little preview of what the open core could look like. It's going to be around 26 boxes with 3 vending machines, enough space for any necessities that you have. Coming down, we have an airlock before the open core, along with 3 garage doors and 2 double doors before reaching the airlock. Jumping down into the core has a lot of space, enough for 6 bags at least. You can rearrange this however you'd like. This is just one of the ways I like to do it. And that's the base. So now let's get started with the building. To start, we're going to throw down a 2x2 starter with an airlock. The airlock's going to allow you to have early game defense from getting deeped. Along with that, the base will be upgraded to its final material, meaning HQ and metal. Of course, start off with stone or metal if you need to, just to keep the base up for early wipe. Wall dividing for an extra loot room. Go ahead and placed the square up top and placed it, always make sure to place your TC first. This allows for a triangle floor on the right side for more box space. These ramp ups on the loot room are going to allow you to have less boxes but extra honeycomb on the back just in case you get 4 rocketed out. And make sure you place your doors the correct way or else it won't block the airlock. I accidentally messed up right here, but I did rearrange it. This is just another way I like to do my core. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to expand a 2x2 honeycomb 1 story high, so we're just going to speed this process up a little bit. We have the 2x2 expanded with honeycomb 1 story up. We'll be placing the half walls in the middle along with ramp ups. This allows for a pancake layer, extra raid cost to your core, and the ramp ups allow for extra loot room on the bottom. Can fit up to 8 boxes. There's going to be 3 loot rooms on each side storing up to 5 to 6 boxes depending on how you want to place them. And the small open core allows you to place 3 vendies, 2 in the middle, and there's an optional 1 on the side. It will make raid costs a little bit cheaper to do that same thing. To this wall frame, I'm going to be placing ramp up peaks in order for your base to be defendable from up top. If raiders blow into this core, you're going to be able to defend using the ramp ups along with the auto turret peak downs that will shoot at them as well while you're dead. These triangle floor frames, you'll be able to place 2 boxes on each of them just to expand your loot room. Instead of the furniture, you're going to be placing these little floors right here so you can jump up onto the roof once you have it finished. Of course, during later games, you're going to want to replace the furnaces for ladder hatches. It will make mobility a lot easier throughout the base. This is the optional vending machine that you can place in the corner. Of course, you can't high quality because the vending machine is 9 rockets instead of 15. Now going up into the roof, I would recommend sealing off this side before you place down the ramp. Just ups the raid cost and makes it more expensive. Along with the half walls, I would place square floor frames in the center before you place the ramp ups. This will just increase stability throughout the base. And a twig roof jump up will do just fine before expanding into your first funnel wall. And this is just a little glimpse of how the open core can look depending on how you want to place your boxes. These peak downs are really effective if you want to retake your open core, and those turrets will help you out a lot in a raid defense. Now for expansion, we're going to build one square out, 2 triangles, and a square back into the center of the honeycomb. Another square out, cap it off with a triangle, and build a full moon back. Triangles on top of the squares, and this will leave a little bit of a gap in the funnel wall, but you'll be able to seal it up with a double door, and it allows for raiders to think it'll be free to walk in your shotgun charge and catch them off guard. The expansion we just did out of the wide gaps is going to be the gatehouses. They are sheet metal now. I do change them to stone later in the video. Now to do your outer during early game, you're just going to build out with a triangle and 2 squares. These half walls on the side are going to allow you to disconnect the TC at any point. A single door and a window will allow you to have enough stability to just connect the outers right away. And as shown before, to disconnect this outer, it's going to be a triangle foundation along with the square foundation with the wall frame in the middle. Demolish the foundations and it'll pop off. Now for the funnel wall, we're going to be placing these 2 walls in front along with door frames, triangles on top and in the middle with windows peeking out. This will divide the windows into 2 sections and it will protect your head as well. For the full moon, we're going to place windows on the side along with the window on top of the half wall. You're going to put a triangle in the middle for a turret with ramps coming off both sides. These ramps allow for a nice pixel peek in the middle window and nice angles on the sides as well. The windows being a little bit lower allow for no one to jump into your base. Triangle floor frame is placed because we're going to put bedrooms on top of that along with mobility chutes. And it's not connected to the main TC just yet. Those full walls will connect it. Now time for the freehands. They don't have to be perfect. They just have to be placed because it's not going to be connected to our main TC. It's going to be our own TC. Using twig, you're going to line up your hammer with the middle of the twig, break it, uncrouch and place your foundation. For the wide gap, you're just going to build out one with triangles on the side and additional squares. As you can see, it's not touching. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be its own TC. For this bedroom, we're only going to build out 1 square instead of 2, so it's linear with the gatehouses. Low walls on each side. This is going to provide a nice peak for your Petrecos. And the triangle in the middle will divide up the door frame so you can place it multiple shotgun traps, a turret, or a flame turret, just depending on what you have in them. I'm going to place a roof triangle on each side. This is going to protect your head when using the Petreco peaks. I'm going to be slapping down these square triangles right on top, along with these. We're not going to seal in that. We're going to have it covered by chain link fences. Same as the first funnel wall. We're going to be doing the half wall with the windows on top and squared off. For the peaks, we're going to be using the normal roofs, triangle. You just want that nice, compact little peak. And on both of them, on top of the ramp, you're going to go ahead and place a square floor frame so they give a nice head glitch when you're peeking out to the breach. Seal it off with triangles, and that's all done. Going to be using the same disconnectable TC. One triangle, two square, topped off with a triangle to the side. Half walls for one on the side, and then finish it off with the window. Off the full moon wide gaps, we're going to build out 3 squares for the gatehouse. It was sheet metal when we built out before, but I just changed it to stone so you can see the footprint a little bit better, and it deciphers the upkeep on the TCs. Same build out for the outers. Of course, you can do it early game if you want to not get griefed right away. So I put that door frame up. Just gonna seal it off with a full wall and a window. Same disconnectable on all sides as you saw before. Just reiterating it. Seal it up, and then we're on to the gatehouse. I'm gonna put a window for visibility and a single door airlock just so you do not get through your compound. And then we're gonna mimic the Petrecos on the other side. For the door seals, you can just leave it open. Take out the triangle in the middle and replace it with lockers if you don't feel like putting shotgun traps or turrets there. I just recommend that you do it just in case you're getting offline with only one compound and they go through gatehouses. Most people don't expect there being some traps in between. This is how the footprint should be looking after you expand it. Moving on to the shooting floor, we're going to place low walls on all mobility chutes. It's going to allow for a nice peak when we build up that shooting floor. Expanding the main base, wall frames on each side, a wall in the middle dividing them both. So load us out with wall frames. The walls behind the ramp ups you can delete, demo. This can provide a turret peak that can peek down into the open core and defend, as I said before. Shooting floor is going to have 2 entrances, and the entrances on the roof will be through the mobility shots. Once we've sealed in the roof, added the extra honeycomb, it's time to move on to the shooting floor. We're going to be building these wall frames out of stone. Too high in front and in the middle, or behind them, we are going to use half walls with the wall frame on top. It's going to make everything linear to the shooting floor height. Adding some more windows and peaks with the floor frame for an extra ladder hatch. And then connected to the actual base, we're going to place a regular floor and a frame. Frame is going to provide a nice little peek down into the compound where you can't fall down because of the low wall. Windows on the full moon wide gaps are going to be even. And just a heads up, if the wall frames in the middle and the sides aren't sheet metal or twig, the stone hitbox will be too big to place ramps. Expanding up to the roof, we're going to have even more windows. Just makes it a little bit more confusing for the raiders. Again, we're going to be expanding out with these triangles, along with the wall frame and doorway. Doorway provides a easy ankle glider retake, and the wall frame is a simple jump up. Seal it in with triangles, and place low walls on top. Another retake for the roof if they're trying to top down. Go ahead, top of the ramp, and just peek over. These triangle ramps on top aren't meant to be there. It's just honestly habit of making these wide gaps. We are going to be using that space for something else, and you'll see me delete it later on. Now that the shooting floor is done, over to the mobility chutes, right and left side, 2 high wall frames and a triangle roof on both parts. Nice little peek down where your whole body's covered. The only way you can get shot is by them shooting right back up at you. Moving back to the second funnel wall, I'm going to be placing the wall frames down. Going to divide the funnels nicely. We're also going to seal the top off so everything's nice and compact. Moving on, I love placing these ramps on my bases. It just makes the base a little bit more chunky. You know, if the raiders are onlining you, they have to be a little bit more precise with their rockets when pummeling. If not, they can mess up and hit one of these ramps and waste rockets. Them wasting time also gives you a little bit more time to readjust, get some different angles, even drop down into the compound to defend. Off the wall frames on the side, we're going to build up one. And we're going to top it off with a floor frame. It's going to allow us to place a wall frame in the front. And as you can see, I demo out those triangles. Those are not supposed to be there. Coming back to that little expansion, I'm going to place a wall frame with a window on top. It's going to provide a nice peek to defend the base against people camping in the raid base. But you don't want to place it right away. The hitbox is too big for anything else you're trying to build. On the sides, we're going to build wall frames all the way up to match the ramp ups and the walls. And in the middle, we're going to build up one half wall shorter. This is going to allow us to place the floor grill right where the low wall peak is going to be. And it still has enough stability for a triangle roof. Wall frames in between, put chain link in there. And then we're just going to repeat the same process on the other side. We're going to add waterfalls to our base for easy mobility. One wall frame, one roof triangle. Now for the watchtowers, we're just going to expand upwards with wall frames. We're going to go about 5 wall frames high. Top it off with the square. Next step is we're going to be placing a floating ramp. This provides easy transportation into your watchtowers. Also a nice little peek down into the compound. As you can see, there is a lot of ways that we can peek down towards raiders throughout this base. Just keeps them on their toes. Also, make sure you upgrade this ramp to sheet metal, because if it is broken, it cannot be replaced. Door frame in front of the ramp, windows on each side, top off the ceiling, and that's the watchtower. Moving on to the top, I'm going to go ahead and place low wall frames, half wall floor above it. I'm going to be able to put turrets inside with the wall, with the chain link fence covering it all. These low frames will mark out where the windmill will be placed. Now in the spaces where I did not place wall frames for the peak downs, we're going to go ahead and build those up and go and place roof triangles on top for easier transportation. There's also a nice little peak in between them. And
For our mobility chutes slash waterfalls, we're going to go ahead and place floor frames on the top and bottom. In front of them both, we're going to place wood low walls. Just protects your body and head a little bit as you're going up and down that ladder hatch. Right next to those ramp ups, you're going to build up 4 high with wall frames, a triangle frame next to it, and another wall frame. This is going to provide a nice double chain link to your base. This helps you move back and forth from the roof onto the watchtower without being able to get hit. Roof triangle is going to go on the inside wall frames. Gives you a bit of an advantage over raiders if they don't build their raid base high, and helps tag heli. Wall frames on both sides of the gatehouses just adds extra protection for turrets. You're going to be able to place chain link in there, less damage, and very annoying to deal with. Moving on to these squares, on each square section you're going to be placing vending machine shops, all accessible by drone. And in the middle, nice little ramp, half wall, pancake layer to your base, raid cost to the core, and on each side, you're going to be placing HQ walls. Nice little vending machine bunkers where you can store some loot. More waterfalls, just going to be 2 high with a roof triangle on top. That basically wraps up the entire shooting floor and base. Though there is one thing I would like to add. I love symmetry on my bases, so I had to add this ramp up on the other side as well. It does mess up the stability on the watchtower, so you will have to redo it for the windmills. But honestly, I think this addition makes better for raid costs, and it makes the windmills look a bit better. As you can see, you can't replace the floor. You're going to have to build half walls on each side for better stability. And place a little low wall frame in between. You can climb up there, a nice little peak. Surprise raiders. We're also going to build up with wall frames and top it off with the floor and some low walls as well for the windmill. Those wall frames, you can go ahead and place chain link. You can do a charcoal farm in all of them. Simple but very effective. Lastly, just top off that ramp with another one. Make sure it's upgraded to sheet metal. And that about wraps up the base if you do that addition. And last but not least, we are going to be doing deployables. Obviously, I feel like you guys know how to do a large furnace ring. If you don't, I sped it up a little bit for you. I'm going to be doing large furnaces, walls, windows, doors, ladder hatches. We're just going to be filling out the base so it looks nice and more defendable. I don't like placing windows right here, messes up the head glitch off the peak. But with that being said, basically wraps up the base for you guys. Just gotta place these windows on top along with the door frame. And we're all done. Just want to thank you guys for the support on the TikTok. Hopefully this fulfills any questions on the tutorial. If you guys have any constructive criticism on my first video, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you guys can hit that like and subscribe button as well, that'd be awesome. I might have more bases coming out soon. Appreciate y'all. Peace.